Looks like we got Many versus Vendetta up here. The other side of winner semis, which is going to be, I think, Ryu versus Steve. It looks like it. It'll be curious to see how Ryu tackles Steve here, because Ryu... Well, where'd it go? What the heck, Nick? He said something. Okay. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. He immediately comes back to Ryu inside a minecart. Ryu, a more defensive character in nature, you can see he doesn't really deal with blocks the best because he has to get really up close to attack them. However, he's just trying to catch Many jumping, which, okay, they do with the minecart, but...
Keep in mind, he did win game 3 with Terry against the last Steve he played. So, I could see him switching if this doesn't work out, but the Ryu is an interesting pick.
Yeah, the Ryu might be a little bit of a litmus test, like, hey, does this work out versus this Steve? No? Okay, I'll go Terry if I need to.
He almost did choke the Terry, brought to last stock, had a decent lead, and then he started coming back, so I wonder if he's just a little worried and wants to try out a different character.
Barely gets caught by that grab catching the spot dodge, and that TNT lasts for a while before it explodes. Doesn't get any confirm out of the up air, and sure you can.
Still living at 130. Incredible. One thing incredible about Vendetta is making it work in recoveries and just living for so long with these characters. It's incredible to watch, and he's still being able to bring it back despite being a hit away from death.
I feel like a lot of players, they tend to respect the Steve wall a lot, and I understand why, and they'll take the stock there. However, consider that a lot of Steves are looking for your reaction to it. If you're just going to stand there, let them mine, they'll just sit there and mine. You got to provoke them in some way. Maybe they'll just try to F-smash as soon as you get close to that wall. And we'll see if Vendetta tries to provoke Many at all. But with 139%, oh, you know what Many's looking for. Classic.
Oh, yeah. I like what Many's doing here. Is he's not necessarily playing to camp since he doesn't really need many more resources being at the end of his second stock pretty much here. But he's playing in a way that's still somewhat campy and he doesn't have to approach, but also not like pressuring Vendetta, knowing that he's up almost a stock, and wow, that's a 3-stock lead now.
Yeah.
Xbox chat, I hope you're enjoying this. Love you guys. Anyways, back to the match. 180. This is unbelievable. Steve, a light character, believe it or not, somehow living this long. No way he gets the 3-stock, right?
Well, that was very smart on... no, that's a buffer. That's okay. Get up attack. Thank you.
A lot of people need to get up attack.
Twice, and there's the confirm. That's what Vendetta was missing for a good chunk of that first stock there against Many. It's just no real confirms. But now with diamond tools, not too many resources, but let's see. Let's get that second shotgun now too. But that one taking Many out of a powered minecart. That's huge for that matchup. I wouldn't say I know the Ryu Steve matchup very well, but from what I'm learning there, that's huge.
What I'm seeing a lot of is just now Vendetta's in a spot where he has to watch for any confirms and any big hits. Considering, oh, that could have been a kill. I feel like if he's on his standard Ken, that's probably a kill.
Barely doesn't catch that jump back here, which I don't think it would have killed at 72%, but Vendetta honestly is one confirm away, but
that's it. Game 1. I feel the Terry's going to come out. I don't think we'll see the Kazuya. I think that's too bad of a matchup. And I just do think we will see him ride out the Terry for the rest of the set, or maybe even go to the Ken for the extra kill power on up B.
I mean, I'd put my money on Terry because he has a good enough kill power to land the confirms, which are a lot easier to land than Ryu, and he's got a bit better maneuverability around the blocks that Steve places down. Ryu is a very defensive character in nature, and he'll just kind of sit there. He likes throwing fireballs. That's really his main thing. So if you're going to play like that versus Steve, you're kind of letting him get resources, but he's sticking with the Ryu. All right. Steve does struggle versus camping. However, in Ryu's case, Ryu's really not going to win the game by just throwing fireballs. He's going to throw fireballs, rack up damage, but he still has to be close to you in order to actually kill you.
Which is really dangerous in the Steve matchup as well, because Steve, as we know, is a character that really does benefit when he has you up close. It's a lot harder to react to minecarts, for example, and he can fire off his quick combos. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of mix Vendetta can bring in this game too here.
Yeah,
The staying is an odd choice, but a lot better start this game. 41% in his favor already, and well, I did not know I could stop my card. The more you know, I guess. Up there's your
Ryu
steep
being an
combo.
explicit powerhouse doesn't really make it too surprising. Like, he just armored through both hits of those aerials, which is kind of insane when you think about it.
Yeah, considering that usually you're used to seeing focus attack only go through like one move before it's broken. Well, I guess what tools would how to break the armor?
Now that could just be down to
good timing. Let's see this big
material I think matters too. Doesn't get the kill. I feel like he could have upbeat there safely. I feel like he would have clanked with the anvil, and I think he might have gotten that kill.
But either way, I feel like that situation did benefit Manny just a bit. The survival does ensure that he can get a bit more resources before this next stock here, which could be important. He does have a diamond up, but he's running semi-low on block resources. And he's definitely out of minecarts as well. But that first stock's going to allow a huge mining window if he can't get stuffed out first by that back air.
Yeah, I am finding Vendetta
I'm seeing a big difference here. In Vendetta's first set he played against Steve, which is his last set, he tried contesting blocks a lot, which he's not really doing. And he's just kind of playing around blocks, letting Manny do his thing. But anytime Manny goes to approach, Vendetta just looks so good at stopping it, which you can clearly see right now. Using the fireballs to his advantage, not really contesting blocks, goes for something there, doesn't get it. This is so close. I'm surprised to see the state of Ryu, but it seems to be working out a lot better than last time. Bear won't kill.
It definitely is looking to be a lot better, but it still isn't good as we were marking at the beginning of the set. Ryu really does struggle in this Steve matchup, being such an up-close character. So many might be trying to catch on to some of Vendetta's raw approach options, which he really does need. An air dodge to ledge makes it back, not a problem, but we are looking at a reset neutral position here.
Yeah, you can see Vendetta just waiting right there, but gets caught in another minecart. Can he survive? No.
He can't. Blocks are cheating. I think we should ban Hero.
You know, that's an interesting take, but, you know, who am I to judge?
Now, Ryu.
I'm noticing, yeah.
Vendetta really needs this stock here. If I'm not mistaken, losers quarters here are still best of 3. So, oh, they're best of 5 now? Okay,
yeah,
sorry, chat. I would feel so bad for Vendetta having to play a 5-game set against a Steve, because it's already this is game 2, and we're already looking like we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, thankfully in that case they're both on last stock. So someone's probably dying soon, considering the kill power of both these characters. I'm not sure what tools. Diamond. Okay, got Diamond Sword.
It's like 5 nights at Freddy's, but like 5 nights at Ryu's, or five games at Ryu's.
There you go, the up air sure you can. I was wondering where this was in the last game and earlier on in this game, because there were multiple times where I feel like an up air sure you can would have worked and it just didn't work. Maybe it was a misinput, or maybe Vendetta just wasn't thinking about it, but right there, that's all you need to take it.
Wow.
And great stuff to Vendetta, especially that quick adaptation. That game 1 really didn't go that well for him. So it was really great to see game 2 pulling it together and persevering in what is admittedly a very hard matchup.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems tough for Ryu. Like I said, his fireballs aren't really going to do all the work. They help, and they rack up damage, but Ryu still needs to get up like really close with Steve. And that is a place that Steve likes to be, considering how strong Steve's moves are. Up close, up tilt, jab.
Well, but I got a message for you.
You got a message for me? What's the message?
Big Duck and Fan wanted me to tell you hello.
Hi, Big Duck Fan.
Hello to all of HBox's chat. I hope you're enjoying the stream. You're gonna be seeing your boy playing again. He is. He's still watching right now. Hope he's enjoying.
That's huge. Hi, HBox.
Hey, if you guys got a Prime, go use it on HBox. He's my goat. Let's go. I know you guys got a Prime out there.
Oh, this is the cardinal sin. You don't take Steve to FD. What is Vendetta thinking? Maybe
I can't think of a
he's
single
just that
DLC
guy.
character you'd want to take to FD, to be perfectly honest. I feel like this is just a bad stage all around. We should ban it and bring back WarioWare.
Give me Northern Cave back. That's what I want.
Northern Cave was sick. If for no other reason, it was just better Kalos, because Kalos sucks.
Yeah, people only like complain because like their eyes, but like this stage does the same thing. Yet here we are.
Yeah, and
You got the
just
option
like,
for Omega Forms, but you're not using it.
and speaking of sucking, that minecart sucking Vendetta in, almost leading to a kill there. Can he convert off of it? Has a ledge trap opportunity, but he messes it up, unfortunately. And back in the minecart, back here is going to send super far at 85 here. And another one, that's diamond, and that's pushing dangerous.
Yeah, that was a smart play there at the ledge from many. A lot of Steve mains love looking for a jump from ledge, and that block tower, in a sense, forced it, or at least inspired Vendetta. You can see Vendetta really trying to catch Many jumping, but Many should just stop jumping. Like, that's mainly what the fireball use is here around the blocks. And if you're just not jumping, then okay, just keep mining away. Oh, barely missed the
Many
confirm. I'm
does
sure you wanted to show you can right there.
But Many does also have to be very careful in the air because of the explosive power of Ryu's anti-airs, which doesn't seem like a lot of people would say great tech, but it doesn't pay off. Steve cheats.
Man, that was a great tech. Just to die to that. Unfortunate.
And we are 2 minutes in with only the first stock being taken.
Wow, that ain't kill. Really strong back here, just can't close it out.
And a forward air is not going to do it either. At 145, Steve being a solidly heavy character.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really help that Vendetta's, neutral is still reliant on the fireballs, even at a percent like this, because he knows that if he just runs in and tries to get too aggressive with Steve, he's going to lose, especially against diamond tools like that.
Yeah, especially against diamond tools. And you got to be super careful as well because Many does have one in the back as well. He can lose a stock and get it immediately, and it has to be super careful, otherwise lose. But making it back to ledge, even with the inhibition of the blocks.
Makes it back and gets the kill.
That's a goofy kill. I'm noticing something here is that it was slipping away from Vendetta hard.
Now, one thing I am noticing is that despite the overall danger of Vendetta getting in, when he does get in, he ends up converting it into a lot of percent usually. So it really is just playing the waiting game here. The second that Many messes up, Vendetta can just rush in and do something like that and take the stock right there with an aggressive call-out. Really, both players have to play a super long game here.
Going on at the 4-minute mark once again.
And Vendetta was still with two stocks. The stock to time ratio this game is not looking too great, chat, but we are on last stock, which is how last game went as well. But it's a lot more even than last game as well.
And I really do commend Vendetta's discipline here. Like, no matter the scenario, his game plan of using a lot of fireball and waiting stays the same. A lot of players are going to get restless if you're going to be fighting a character like Steve for this long. But Vendetta is one of the top reviewers for a reason.
Now, one of the scariest situations in the game here. Steve below you with diamonds on your last stock. But focus attack is such a good tool at breaking through it. But 110 here has to be very careful. That ledge trap's going to do it. That's game 3.
Did he even press anything, or did his iframes run out?
No, he pressed it.
He pressed a button?
I think he jumped from ledge.
Oh, he ledge jumped. Okay.
I believe so. And Many leading the set count in Vendetta, which frankly, unexpected.
No, yeah, Vendetta being a higher seed, and a name that I suppose more people could recognize, you'd think that he'd be ahead. But you know what? That game was fairly close. It's not like it's a wash or anything.
But frankly, I guess that frankly just goes to show how different of a meta Wi-Fi is compared to offline. Characters like Ryu and Ken do struggle in the slight delays, so I can't blame Vendetta for seemingly stumbling a bit here.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, we saw multiple confirms for Vendetta that were dropped. I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to that.
I feel like it would be, especially with how close the games are. Vendetta really does need every bit that he can get. He can't break through that Steve armor too often. So it might just come down to 1 or 2 mistakes in this set.
You see, once again, Vendetta trying to catch a jump right there using the fireball. Barely not quite catching it. There's some good damage, keeping it even.
Vendetta says, no, when I get in, it's my game now.
And they really went back to FD, huh?
Yeah, we really did go back to FD because it didn't work out that bad for Vendetta last game. I think the lack of stocks for Steve to work around with ladders is helping with his fears a bit.
That's true, but I feel like if Steve executes well enough, it doesn't really matter. Like, they can just ladder you all the way up. However, it doesn't look like Many is nailing that here, and oh my gosh, if Vendetta landed that up there, it was curtains for that stock.
And Vendetta playing a lot more carefully this game, waiting for just the slightest bit of flaw and converting it in with the jabs to get the stock there. Vendetta's playing a very patient game, especially this one. He's rarely, if ever, rushing in because he's realizing when he does, he's getting super punished for it. And it's really just a matchup of patience to see how much of Steve's game you can take.
And I think in this scenario, this is probably the best scenario for Vendetta, is to have at least a stock lead, so that you can still throw the fireballs and it won't be as much of a detriment to yourself. Steve can mine, sure, but the fireballs are still going to rack up damage. Like, Vendetta doesn't need to commit any.
Absolutely, it's a really... Whoa, and that's untechable. So stock's tied at 5 minutes in.
Oh
and
no, let's see your SDI. Wow, that was
really
good SDI on the pick right there.
And late hit off the Tatsu, really great for Vendetta in a lot of circumstances. It just lets you power through a bit. Focus attack almost being big damage. 102, and it's going to be tough to get back here, but he makes it.
Once again,
trapped on the ledge. Vendetta on his tournament stock.
And just like that, Many's in the lead. This started out pretty well for Vendetta, and stocks just kind of evaporated. And this is really dangerous when you're at this low percent against Steve. Great read on the air dodge, and now it's an even game.
But wait, this is still beyond dangerous, because Many does have an opportunity here to just pull out Diamond. He does have one in the back. If Vendetta doesn't provide just constant aggression here, he's at risk of getting Diamond like he does there. Vendetta really needs to steal out something quick, because being at mid% against Steve with Diamond online is terrifying. And there's really not much you can do about it apart from just playing a really careful game.
Yeah, now at this point, Many is gathering a lot of resources and has Diamond. Maybe behind the percent, not by too much, but it's dangerous for Vendetta to interact.
And now we're just seeing Vendetta playing footsies. Focus attack again, busting through. That was so close to being a nice confirm there. Possibly a bit too low percent.
That block kind of ruined things for Vendetta right there. He could have got a lot of pressure up in Many's face, but just fell in front of the block.
And Vendetta's neutral is absolutely insane right now. Really is just playing around everything, playing a slow game with the fireballs. This is like stock 1, but on steroids. It's crazy to see, but it's what you have to do against Steve with Diamond.
Yeah, for sure, but now this is dangerous. Up at the ledge. Are we gonna see TNT? Whoa, okay.
That was a ballsy air dodge. I don't know how I like that. Gotta be careful
you really
with
got that angle. It's got 2 hits when it lands. I feel like Vendetta was maybe trying to parry the second hit. I'm not entirely sure.
And Many's out of iron too, so he has to make a really nice just call out play at some point. There's only so many minecarts you can swing.
We can roll back here.
There's gonna be a huge swing.
God.
That's game.
That's another thing. Throwing fireballs, throwing back airs. A lot of back airs to cover jumps. That one covered the space, got the job done. We're going to game 5.
That's right. And now TV Fish, Vendetta has to play perfectly this game.
Yeah, that last game was a big scare, especially considering how well it started for him. And against Steve, stocks can evaporate so fast. So,
but Vendetta
looks like
really
they're
was
switching stages. That Imagine that. You're so cracked, you got the Steve to go off of FD.
That would be hilarious. I could see many busting out a Battlefield here, genuinely.
I can see that. It gives you a lot more space to work around the fireballs with, I suppose.
It does, and we're at Town and City instead, actually. Genuinely, I like this pick.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. When the platforms are out, you get a lot more space to stay away from Ryu. You don't even have to make a wall. And how
you basically get double the stage.
Such a commitment?
It's huge because what approach options does Ryu really have in the air? Especially against that double plat, maybe up air at a push.
Yeah, now platforms gone away. We're on FD.
So this might be the best Steve stage.
In this matchup, it might be a big one for Steve. But I mean, we're at FD again, and Vendetta was doing well with FD already. But that's a lot of resources for many right now. That's a lot of wood with gold and diamond. You got the powered minecarts coming out. That was a good landing there from Vendetta. Uh-oh.
And back in the minecart chamber. Vendetta making it back, but it was a really scary situation there.
Once again, you've got to admire the patience, persistence, and the discipline from Vendetta. A lot of players with this kind of gameplay would not be able to last 5 games.
Bro, imagine the salt
with a very slight lead, too. Oh, that's a standoff if I've seen one.
That's Smash 4-esque, terrifying.
Oh, you know he wanted that back air. The platform got in the way.
He really did. And Manny back behind a wall. Vendetta has to play super careful around the minecart. What a back air!
He finds it.
He keeps going for it, and he's always so confident about it too.
Yeah, I think he's mainly just finding the spots that Manny tries to counter and approach. Like, he'll sit there in front of the wall and wait for Manny to think that Vendetta's going to approach and then attack. Yes, comment that back air though. We're at 0. Stock number 2.
We are at 0. We are in a situation right now. 5 minutes left on the clock, just like all the rest of the games.
Oh,
and with Diamond, wow! That was such a good stop.
Man, see what I mean?
Got to be upset about that. What a nice 0 to death against such a good player as Vendetta. Manny's killing this game.
Yeah, it was looking so great for Vendetta, but just like that, Manny's taking this one away. 100% now. Oh, you know what?
Manny gets one opening and converts a game off of it. That's insane.
That's ridiculous. And like, you get Ryu off stage one more time. If he doesn't raw die here, the wood blocks are gonna block that recovery. And yes, it does. Manny's going to winner's final.
Someone get Rockman on the phone. Manny taking the set and moving on, and Vendetta out surprisingly early. Does make top 8, I believe.
I mean, this was winning semis, so he made top 8 winner's side. So
this is true.
Pretty far in the bracket already to be sent to losers. And it looks like Vendetta's going to be playing against Thorn. That's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, wait, this wasn't losers? Oops.
Oh, this was winner's semis.
My bad,
winner's
chat.
final is Manny versus Big Duck Hunt Fan.
That's winner's finals?
That's winner's finals.
That's insane. This tournament is unbelievably stacked.
Yeah, I know.